Hey, hey, hey. Eli here, and this is a 4-hour DJs for Climate Action takeover in honor of our 7th annual Earth Night Global Event Series. Kicking things off on the ones and twos, we got Alicia Coleman, longtime DJ for Climate Action collaborator. We'll get into the music and then maybe have a little chat later about Earth Night and all the great work that Alicia does. But let's get in the vibes.
Wishing for the days, wishing for the days gone, wishing for the days, wishing for the days gone by, wishing for the days, wishing for the days gone by, wishing for the days, wishing for the days gone, wishing for the days, wishing for the days gone by, wishing for the days, wishing for the days gone, wishing for the days, wishing for the days gone by. Wishing for the days gone by. So
Thought the other shit was war. Well, lick it and get close.
We don't, we don't, yeah, we don't really care. Rumble in the jumble, we can rumble anywhere, scratching all the lines, changing all the times, knocking off the boxes while we polishing our rhymes. Yo, some guys should buckle up and approach with caution. We don't take it lightly who we pick for our supporting. We the type of she's who can follow and lead. We can build a business while we blowing off trees. Or the bee's knees, or the knees weak. Kill him with the dress. Now the damsel in distress was found. Queen, siren goes sound, silent and loud. Simon says pow. We don't really care, hands in the air. This is how we kick it when we kick it over here. This is how we kick it when we kick it new year. How you doing? New phone, new heart, new hair. Dusting off the shoulder, leader man controller. Be an individual, else they might control ya. Stepping on my own, building my own throne. I'm collecting all the paper for my kingdom back at home. What you wanna do? I said it all before. What you wanna see? I showed you all before. I shine my little light, I do it all the time. My kids will sing my praises when they speak about my life. But we don't really care. No, we don't, no, we don't, no, we don't. We don't care. We don't care. We don't really care. No, we don't, no, we don't, no, we don't. We don't care. We don't care.
Ooh, I told you.
We don't.
Out on the streets.
ọmọ náà lọ ìpàdùpà.
Hey. Check. Check.
Meow. No, it's fine.
Yes. Miss Alicia Coleman.
Hello. Guten Tag.
Holding it down here on the DJs for Climate Action Earth Night takeover at the Lot Radio. It's also 420, so you know we always got to celebrate when it's 420.
420.
Yes. Out here enjoying this beautiful sunny day in Brooklyn. For those who don't know, Earth Night is an opportunity for the nightlife community to get involved with climate action. We have parties around the world. This year there's over 30. I think in like 4 continents, maybe 5 this year. But we've done it in almost every continent. Not Antarctica. That's a goal.
Not yet.
And we do that by, having these promoters, local promoters, DJs, venues organizing parties for climate action. That means parties that have all local and diverse DJs. That means no single-use plastics at the parties. That means renewable energy when it's available. It means plant-based food. And this year we're really trying to bring the concept of regeneration into the parties. Regeneration means that we are leaving the communities and the land where the parties take place better than we found them. In cities, that often means, giving back to the community or picking up trash around the club. In some cases, like at Public Records, there's going to be a trash pickup tomorrow here in Brooklyn. And then, but it also means really, focusing on growing community around the work and supporting more vulnerable and marginalized folks in the places where we are partying. All of it. When we talk about climate and environmentalism, climate justice, environmental justice, we realize more and more how intersectional these issues are. Without social justice, we can't have climate justice. If we're going to address climate change and take action to try to slow down the heating up of our planet, we're going to have to make sure that the people on the front lines, the most vulnerable people, the people who have contributed the least to the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that's heating up the planet, those people are the ones who have to be centered. We have to be looking to them for what work we need to do. We have to learn from the work that they are doing and have done, and we have to put our energy into supporting the places where they live, creating resiliency to make sure that people's homes are not destroyed by climate change and all the symptoms of it, forest fires and rising sea levels and floods and all those things that we're now facing as climate change becomes closer and closer and realer, or is here today. So today we have a bunch of DJs who have been involved in their own ways in taking action in their communities and for the planet. And also some speakers who are also doing the work. We have Alicia kicking it off. We'll have a little conversation in a moment. We got Peter Mercury, an artist, creator, creative, performer, activist, coming up. I'll be playing a DJ set. My name's Eli. I'm one half of the DJ duo Soul Clap and also a longtime DJs for Climate Action organizer. We have Sammy Bananas from DJs for Climate Action, the founder, came up with the idea originally. He'll be here later, as well as Dreamy, who's one of the founders of the Collective Bay, who's doing a lot of work in the community and intersectional climate and environmental and social justice work. We'll be playing a set and having a conversation. We also have Solange Burnett, aka Weed Auntie. It's 420, and she's going to tell us a little bit about that intersection between plants, cannabis, empowering marginalized communities, and climate. I think that covers. Oh, and Emily McGlone from Parties for Peace, another longtime inspiration. So stay with us. We got another 3.5 hours or so of climate and earth and nature inspired programming here on the Lot Radio on this beautiful Brooklyn day. But we got Miss Alicia here. Alicia, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey into activism and how that has worked with your music and your way of throwing parties and DJing and connecting with your community?
Yeah. First off, thank you for the invite to join. That was here. Funny you asked that question because I actually grew up in activism. My mom was a hippie when I was a child, so she raised me amongst artists and weirdos and creatives, and they just showed me that you could really kind of make your own kind of life. You don't have to be an adult the same way other people are adults. So activism is very much just like in my blood, and that's who I am as a person. And the thing I like about activism is that people really feel connected into each other, and we feel like we have agencies when we're in a space of activism. And so I'm very like pro DIY, pro intergenerational, pro mixed communities gatherings, and parties are a pretty fun place to kind of orchestrate that kind of setting.
Sprouting joy, that's what we always talk about.
Yeah.
Sprouting joy.
Sprouting joy. Yeah, I think sprouting joy is probably a kind of North Star for how I operate. So it's joy first, but really that's backed by community and connection. So I started DJing during the pandemic. I started with a DIY party that my friends and I started. My friend Carl, my friend Courtney. We basically just like had a party where we would throw parties, something for free outside. Carl built a rechargeable battery. And we really just kind of like jumped in with this DIY approach. And I really enjoy how activating the DIY is. So I really seek out DIY people who want to do something differently, people who want to try something differently. That's why I've been so attracted to DJs for Climate Action and people like yourself who work in this area. Because I really feel like the way we operate is so informed by capitalism and consumerism. Obviously that doesn't work. So the way out is to try something else. So I'm always just trying stuff. So I have another party called Mboma, which is myself and a Palestinian DJ named Omar Ahmad, and we have a special ambient sound experience tonight, which is basically about connecting with really people in the human family. I think we're all very separated, and we don't have a lot of experience to be connected to each other and feel connected to each other. And that's something we really care a lot about in that project. So it's a lot of kind of like global sounds. It's not very Western, POC ambient artists, vocals from different countries around the world, indigenous sonics. Very, very meditative. Very meditative.
That's so cool. And I do see like kind of a expansion of these kind of spaces, like to connect people more deeply to each other and to nature and to the planet. And I think like this kind of meditative and deeper listening music is a great way to get people more connected to themselves and to their communities and to the planet. And something that I've also been exploring a lot. Like I never really was trying to play not dance music, that was always my thing. I love dance music, but I've been really exploring more ambient and soundscapes and meditative music and yeah, how that multiple and different cultures create those sounds and what those inspirations are, and music inspired by nature and the earth. And so that's a great way to bring it into that, bring that into the music.
Yeah, and a really important part of the capitalist dogma really is that we are separated from the earth and each other. So kind of any space that brings us back together, I think will have an inevitable ripple ripple effect because your body doesn't lie. So if your body comes to know what it feels like to feel related to people, even strangers you don't know from different cultures, your body won't forget that. So we're kind of hoping just to, in our own small way, like spread that and also give people a place to rest because we're all very stressed out. This is a very stressful time that we're living in. So we kind of have a few goals in one, but I think connection to people from other countries is a really big part of it.
Yes, and that's something we have beautiful access to here in New York City, right? If you just try a little bit. I mean, if you don't try it, on your block, I'm sure you have so many different cultures. So it's something that's so important. And then creating spaces to intentionally do that. So amazing work. Let you play a little more music, Alicia, and we'll be getting over to Peter Mercury in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in to the DJs for Climate Action Earth Night Takeover here at The Lot Radio.
Push vastly transformed since I was a child growing up in what was at that time the most segregated city in the South, Birmingham, Alabama. So maybe I'll give you an abbreviated version. Whenever I return home, I am struck by the fact that I still remain pretty much a stranger to the geography of the city. Because when I lived there, Black people were confined by the prevalent apartheid system to just a very few neighborhoods. And as a matter of fact, I remember people always talking about over the mountain. But the only Black people who ever went over the mountain were domestic workers. Things have changed. When I go shopping, if I'm in Birmingham, I am always struck by the invasive memories of the double restrooms and the double water fountains with the white and colored marking the ones that were deemed appropriate, racially appropriate. And so that segregation is no longer with us. I'm not saying that racism has been abolished. I'm saying that that legal form of segregation has been disestablished. And it wasn't disestablished because presidents or legislators or judges one day had epiphanies about the injustices and immoralities of racial segregation. It was disestablished because ordinary people became collectively aware of themselves as potential agents of social change, as holding within their collective hands the power to create a new world. Ordinary people learned how to adopt a critical stance in the way they perceive their relationship to reality. Social realities that might have appeared impenetrable, inalterable, unchangeable came to be viewed as malleable and transformable. And people learn how to imagine what it might mean to live in a world that was not so exclusively governed by the principle of white supremacy. And this collective consciousness emerged within the context of social struggle. My mother explained to me, and perhaps I was about 3 years old then, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. My mother explained racism and segregation to me. And what she said, and I'll never forget this, was that she said, this is not the way things are supposed to be. This might be the way they are now, but they are not supposed to be this way. They will not always be this way. And I can remember as a child her telling me that one day I would probably look back and realize how enormously things had changed. Now I relate this bit of personal history because it helps me to understand how important it is to transmit certain habits of perception, certain habits of imagination. Just as it was once possible and important for people to imagine a world without slavery, a world beyond slavery. Just as it was important for me personally to learn how, as a child, to imagine a world without racial segregation, later to imagine imagine a world in which women were not assumed to be inferior to men, it is now important to imagine a world without xenophobia. And the fenced-in borders that are designed to make us think about the people of the South as the enemy. It is important now to imagine a world in which binary conceptions of gender no longer govern modes of segregation and association, and one in which violence is eradicated from state practices as well as from our intimate lives, regardless of how we position our sexuality. It's really important to work with your imagination, to use your imagination, to think beyond the moment. But it's not enough simply to imagine a different future. We can walk around with these ideal words in our heads while everything crumbles around us. And so I would say that critical habits involve collective intervention as well. If we take the critical impulse seriously, it involves a dual commitment. First of all, a commitment to use knowledge in a transformative way, to use knowledge as a way of helping us to remake the world so that it is better for all of its inhabitants. And I'm not only talking about human beings. This critical impulse means that we have to absolutely refuse to attribute any kind of permanency to that which is. Simply because it is.
Space I've got.
Thank you, Miss Alicia Coleman. This is the DJs for Climate Action Earth Night takeover here at the Lot Radio. It is Earth Night weekend leading up to Earth Day on Monday the 22nd. That's in, 2 days? Every year, Earth Day is on Monday. Or no, not Monday. Every year it's on April 22nd.
Well, Earth Day is every day.
Well, I was going to get to that for sure. Earth Day, but Earth Day, the global event started in the United States in 1970. What's that? 54 years. That's when actually environmentalism was a bipartisan issue. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Was that ever the case? Richard
what a
Nixon
world.
started the EPA. For those who don't know, not to give him any credit for anything. However, just to illustrate how far we've come. When we get divided about whether we care about this beautiful planet that we live on, because we all know we all care about this planet. We do. We live here.
We live here. Should be pretty obvious.
Yes. So, hey, we're talking about that today. Earth Night is all about engaging and inspiring the nightlife community around the world to get involved with climate action where they live, internationally, whatever it is that inspires all of us. So a big point of our takeover today is to introduce some folks who are taking on this work in different ways, because it's all about finding what inspires each of us, individually to do this work for all of us. It's going to be different for everybody. And up next we have the incredible, fantastic, magical Peter Mercury.
Hi, Eli.
Welcome, Peter. Welcome to the Lot. Welcome to the Earth Night Takeover.
Thank you for having me.
We've been working together for a few years now for the annual, actually the first Earth Night event ever was at House of Yes, and Peter is deeply involved with the programming for the performances at House of Yes. And so we spoke and have, I guess, co-curated it in a way. I do the music, he does the performances, but we've shared our ideas and try to align everything. But tell us about your journey into the work and how kind of climate became an issue that you care so much about, because I've run into you at protest as well now. So what's up?
Yeah, wow. So I feel like I've been invested in climate and ecological matters since childhood, since an early age. I've been a practitioner of earth-based spirituality for pretty much my whole life, so that's really what drew me in. It just seems so obvious, right, to care about the space that we live on. So I've been following that path, I've been following that journey, and now it's great that I get to incorporate that into other elements of my life, right? Like working at House of Yes, I'm there, I'm a performer there, I'm an aerialist and a dancer, and it's cool to get to use that avenue and that platform that I built by doing performance stuff to also spread ecological messages, right? So we've also collaborated while doing Earth Night at House of Yes, we also have collaborated on Earth Love Fest.
Yes. Earth Love Fest is tomorrow and every year on the Sunday closest to Earth Day at House of Yes.
So Earth Love Fest is this like full day block party, all ages. We have music. Soul Summit is playing tomorrow. A bunch of other DJs as well. There's vendors, there's panels, there's workshops, yoga. I mean, you name it. We have a lot of programming for it. And this is our 5th year doing Earth Love Fest. And I took over as the programmer for that last year. Actually, it's my 2nd year programming it. It kind of reached a point where they were like, well, we have an environmentalist in the house, so maybe you should be the one running this, which is really fun and so great to get all these local environmental organizations based around New York, based in Brooklyn, that come through and set up their tables and spread their messages. And I've been curating panels, so people are going to get to experience these environmental panels. You spoke on one last year. Mm-hmm. That was on the role of the music industry in environmental action, which I think you know so well about with DJs for Climate Action.
Very dear to our hearts.
And it's cool because, you know, this event draws in all sorts of people, like party goers that are just your people that are going to often be at places like House of Yes or just walking around the neighborhood in Bushwick. And so it's drawing in a crowd of people that aren't necessarily like going to eco panels all the time, right? Like I am.
Yes.
But it's cool because these people that just come for a good time get actually this exposure to information that they might not otherwise get. And I just love seeing the looks on their faces as they learn something new and feel inspired to make some action happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's also part of our goal here today at the lot, right? A lot of people listening maybe are not into climate action or environmentalism, and hopefully we can provide some inspiration or entry points, you know, for some way to get involved. And I think that's like important. It can feel so daunting, this issue of climate change that we're all dealing with here on planet Earth, and that's feeling more and more, you know, right in front of us, but also feels like so big and like hard to understand. So how, you know, I think something I've was thinking about, or like that I've been working on for a long time, is this idea of like not thinking but feeling climate change. And that's like what our role as artists and musicians is. How do we get people to feel nature, to feel the responsibility we have, to feel the connection to each other and to the planet, as Alicia was talking about. So, you know, I think that's something that you're also doing, you know, with your work as well. So tell us a little bit about that process. Like, how do you bring nature, climate into a performance?
You know, so a couple of years ago, I was at a festival in Thailand, and actually, shout out, the song that's playing right now is by my friend who I know from this festival. Her artist name is Key Era, so check her out. But I was at this festival, and we had this workshop on conscious consumerism, and we were talking about like, ways to feel connected to nature. And everyone was kind of chiming in with thoughts like, go for a walk in the woods, or have a house plant or something. And I'm like, okay, I live in Brooklyn. Can't really go for a walk in the woods. And I also feel like that doesn't really inspire this like true embodied connection to nature. That just makes me feel like a tourist, you know?
Right.
It's not really giving me the full thing that I need here. So I thought about it, and I was like, you know, my response to that is to feel connected to nature. I think we need to have a spiritual connection with nature. So that's something that's been my journey. Actually, this past January, I was in Northern California, and I took a permaculture design course with the author Starhawk.
Oh, wow, yeah. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's really well known for writing a book called The Spiral Dance that I think it came out in '79, and it really kicked off this whole like goddess religion movement, ecofeminist movement in the 80s. So she's really famous for that, and a number of other books like The Fifth Sacred Thing, which is this sort of ecological futuristic novel that I highly recommend. And
she also wrote a kid's book called The Last Wild Witch that I just recently got for my daughter, which is a great one too.
So yeah, check out her work. But I've been so inspired by her for years, and she's this huge activist too, and has been doing all this amazing activism work since the 60s. And so I took her permaculture course to learn like the actual hands-on how to dig in the dirt and feel connected that way. And it was really combining both the spirit and the practicality of it all, bringing the ethereal into the material, and vice versa. So that was a huge inspiration for me. And I'm kind of at a point now where I don't know, I'm working on using these like permaculture ideas and principles in my life. Like I'm not exactly out like building a permaculture farm in my Brooklyn apartment, but I am putting it in my art. And okay, so to bring it back to your question, what I think is so important is that artists create the vision for the future, right? Like in order to create anything, we need to be able to envision it first. And so all these inventors that are creating, ways of dealing with the climate crisis, they need to have a vision for what this future can look like. And it's really our job as artists to put that out there. I think that so much of the last century has been based around this sort of like atomic view of the world. Like, I blame the Jetsons for all the problems that we have. People have been envisioning this future of flying cars and space travel and going to Mars, and that's not at all what the reality is here. That it's not the future we need to be envisioning for ourselves. We don't need to go to Mars. We already have everything we've ever wanted and needed right here, and it's our duty to protect it. And it's our job as artists to put a vision for how this creative and optimistic future can look like. Because let's be honest, like with the climate science, with facts about the climate crisis, things do not look so sunny, right? Or maybe too sunny.
It's very sunny. Yeah.
And I think it's our job to actually envision what it could look like in an optimistic way. So one way I'm doing that with my art is going to be shown tomorrow at Earth Love Fest. I'm doing an eco-futurist fashion show. And the whole point of this is to communicate these like values of what an optimistic eco-future can look like through fashion, which we love at a place like House of Yes.
Yes. And I mean, well, to bring fashion into it and kind of bring it around to what you were saying initially, like, this panel about consumerism, fast fashion is such a huge polluter, right? And such a massive contributor to this climate crisis that we are currently facing, both in the amount of emissions that are caused from creating this fossil fuel-based clothes, not from natural materials, but from oil and other fossil fuels, but the amount of waste that's created with these garments that people wear for like a year and then are ruined or can't be worn, or people just don't care enough about and they just toss them. So fashion is such a great entry point also into changing people's mindset, right? If people understand how that works. And, one way we can do that is vintage clothes, right?
Repurpose things, rewear things, thrift it, let's go.
And not feel like we have to buy new clothes every season, right?
We don't need
repeat.
to.
If it's an awesome piece, you can wear it forever.
You look great. You look so good in that. Keep wearing it. Wear it again.
As like a DJ, and like, we're all on Instagram so much, right? Pictures of us. I struggled with that for a long time. I always wanted to have something new to wear and look fresh, and it's kind of like always, you want to look fresh. But I've had to kind of change my mindset and be like, no, I'm not going to buy as many clothes. I'm only going to buy really special things. I'm going to try to only buy vintage things or really special handmade things.
There's something to be said about having a repeatable look,
right?
Actually, that nail your branding. Be like that cartoon character that wears the same outfit all the time. People will be able to recognize you. There's something to be said for it. It's good. It's good for the earth.
Yeah, no, it's changing those mindsets, right? That like, not the like shallow and image and buying things and being more comfortable always being the goals, or getting a picture in a certain place that you have to take an airplane to get to. Like, how do we change these mindsets so we value more the things at home, our communities at home, the nature at home, the animals, the plants, wherever it is, if we live in cities or countries, how do we shift that mindset to value these things more instead of always needing new stuff that doesn't really help benefit any of those things?
I like that you talk about shifting mindset too, because I think that's really where we're at right now. there's a lot of ways we can think about how to mitigate climate effects and adapt to climate effects. But if we're going to get anywhere, we need to shift our mindset about this whole thing. We need to shift our mindset about how we're living our lives and how we're interacting with nature. And that's where it's going to start. And I want people to know that, like, just the little work you're doing for yourself to shift your own mindset, to shift your own actions, while that feels so like intangible or like it isn't having an effect on this grander scale, like it absolutely is, because the microcosm is the macrocosm, right? And what you're doing inside yourself is reflecting, it is rippling out into the culture at large. And any tiny little change you make in your own life, people are picking up on that. And it's like entering the zeitgeist, it's entering the collective consciousness. And that's how culture changes. That's how mindsets change. So I just want to give you some words of encouragement here to keep going forward with those efforts. Even if they feel tiny and insignificant, they're absolutely not.
Yes, for real. It makes such a difference. And we get really caught up in trying to make these huge changes to the world, to our culture, to all these things, but it always starts with the individuals, and with individuals coming together and finding community and find other people that care about what you care about, what we care about, you know. And that's what this is all about, building community with Earth Night, with each other, with artists, with musicians, with everybody, to make a positive impact on our communities and on the planet.
And we're going to have a good time while we're doing it.
And exactly, and sprout joy while we're doing it, for real. That's what it's all about. All right, thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you, Eli.
I'm gonna play some climate nature. You know what? Before Peter passes the mic, is there like one thing or just like a direction you want to point people in if they are just new to this, want to get involved, want to explore something, you know, that's maybe connected to your work, if that inspires them, or just in general?
I already said it, but I'll say it again. Go read some books.
Yes.
Read something. Learn. The first step to changing your mindset, to understanding what's going on here, and to taking action in climate matters is to understand what's happening. So read some books. There's a lot of great material out there. I'm going to say start with Starhawk and get a good vision for what the future can look like. That's who I want to rep right now.
Hey. Yes, start with Starhawk. Great place to start. Thanks, Peter. We'll see you tonight and tomorrow.
Thank you.
Comme tes cours, pour gaimons, barbarie, dans la sable, dans la boue, sans de l'eau croupie. Heureusement, n'avait dans la tire, pauvre imbécile. Comment nous t'es fait sans son belle énergie, Jordi. Pareil de monde là pour ta pali. Pareil de monde là pour Razali. Pas n'avait-il ban couleur, mais ça un voile si nous désirons. Pas n'avait-il toute couleur, mais ça un voile.
Yellow mama, calling you. Wona yalla li sulawe daf ñu yagande. Yella mama kalen ñu jokke. Wona yalla li sulawe daf ñu yagande. Yella mama kalen ñu jokke. Wona yalla li sulawe daf ñu yagande. Lalla ñi tontu ndaw ñi ñëw suba. Yàq nañu ñun sunu géej gi, yàq nañu ñun sunu jaww ji, yàq nañu ñun sunu suuf si ndax lan tollu nañu fi nga xam ne mënatuñu dellu ginnaaw.
La pluie bat fort, oh, la pluie il tombe pas sur les brises mon corps, le soleil il pète pas, belle âme, la mer, allez réveille, banazor, dis de mon afin, n'oublie qu'il oderne à la vie, qu'il oderne à la vie. Kilo den à la vie, kilo den à la vie.
Yella mama kalen ñu jokke.
Assez qu'on y allait,
Wona yalla li sulawe daf ñu yagande.
assez volali,
Yella mama kalen ñu jokke.
assez qu'on y allait,
Wona yalla li sulawe daf ñu yagande.
assez volali,
Yella mama kalen ñu jokke.
assez qu'on y allait,
Wona yalla li sulawe daf ñu yagande.
assez volali.
Yes, yes, y'all. It is the DJs for Climate Action Earth Night takeover here at the Lot Radio. Beautiful spring day here in Brooklyn. We still got like 2.5 hours to go. Got more DJs, more conversations. Emily McGlone from Parties for Peace coming up. Dreamy from the Collective Bay. Amir Jandali from Future Meets Present, and my man right here, Sammy Bananas, DJs for Climate Action founder. Gonna be bringing it home. Can't forget Solange Burnett, aka Weed Auntie, helping us celebrate 420. Keep it locked.
Keep it locked. Keep it locked.
Right now I'm playing all music with nature in the titles in honor of Earth Night and Earth Day.
So much of this online,
And now you're here.
and now I'm here.
You're here.
I should have worn my shirt.
It is DJs for Climate Action Earth Night takeover here at the Lot Radio. It's our 7th annual Earth Night Global Initiative. We got over 30 events around the world, including a number here in Brooklyn.
Amazing.
And we're here today on the radio sharing the message. You know, people may ask, DJs, climate action, what do those have to do with each other? Well, we are deep believers that culture and music and art have a deep, deep power and ability to inspire people for positive change. Dance music especially, electronic music, for those that don't know, it was born as a subversive movement of marginalized people here in New York City. It came during and was fortified by the Stonewall Rebellion right here in Manhattan, and created spaces for black and brown and gay New Yorkers, and soon people all over the country and all over the world, to come together safely and dance and express themselves and feel the music and grow the culture. And that's what it's done. It's grown into a multi-billion dollar, I think $8 billion, $9 billion now, global industry, electronic music, electronic dance music. And we believe that it's our responsibility to follow in the footsteps of our founders, of our four parents, and to use the power of this music for positive change. That's why we're all here today. That's what Earth Night is all about, inspiring nightlife, inspiring the global nightlife community to climate action. And as we learn more and more, we realize that climate action on its own is not enough. It is intersectional action we need. We need social justice. We need climate justice, environmental justice, to support and lift up the communities that have contributed the least to this climate crisis, and yet are feeling the effect the most. Here in New York, people in the Bronx whose air has been systemically polluted. When there's a wildfire in Canada that blows down as it did last year, the children in the Bronx are the ones who feel it the most. And that's why it's all of our responsibility to get out here and take climate action. With music, with whatever it is that we do for our work, we need to integrate it. We need to find that intersection and support each other in that work. And that's what we're doing today. Our next guest, sorry, it is for all of us.
Eli, that was beautiful. Your words are like poetry. Oh my God, bless you, man. That was.
Thank you. Yeah,
fantastic.
no, I mean, it's deep in my
Poetry,
heart
energy.
and my soul and my spirit
See what
to
you're
sprout
doing
joy
already?
with this music and this
what you did?
movement.
Quartz crystal time.
So, so here I am with Amir Jandali, who has started an incredible organization called Future Meets Present here in New York City, and is working very closely with the government of the city of New York and with the, what's it called, the Mayor's Office for Nightlife. Many cities have offices of nightlife now. It's a growing movement, nighttime studies, making the economics and importance of nightlife and nighttime culture, centering that and creating policies that work for the people who are working at night, and celebrate dancing and whatever it is that we do at night, right? Making that sure that that's important and taken care of in our local governments. And Amir is on the front lines working directly with the Mayor's Office of Nightlife. Amir, welcome. Tell us a little bit about your journey into climate action and how we got here.
Dude, bless you. That was so good. I am 100% a man of context, and you just showered me/us in context, and I love it. That was so good. And also, Dreamy, hi. Welcome. I don't know if I can be welcoming people. I mean, I just stepped in myself.
We all welcome each other. That's how we do it.
Hello. And then new friend, Michelle. Yes, super good. Love the poet. Love this nest that we're in. I hail from New Mexico, which is what you see on my sweater here. This is the Zia symbol. I hail from Syria, which is where my parents are from. And born and raised in New Mexico, Arab American. DJ life was the foundational playing field after college. And then just to quickly connect the dots, a documentary inspired me to ask deeper and broader questions about the world, and that's what led me to New York. I got my master's in social design, which is integrating multiple design disciplines to facilitate social change or shift people away from the status quo. Increasing voter turnout, increasing composting rates, whatever, you use the design thinking approach to intervene at various aspects of social, to create social change. So that's what I got my master's in, and now to your point, bringing these three worlds together, so climate, nightlife, and social design, those are the three circles that intersect with this nightlife project.
Well, yes. That brings it together. And also, that's the thing. Amir, as a DJ, is very connected to DJs for Climate Action. And that's for all of us, connecting on the dance floor builds these deep lifetime passions, connections, and community around that. So that can then, and generally influences everything we do in our lives, right? Those of us that have had the privilege of connecting deeply with music on a dance floor together. And so, how's your work helping do that now in New York City with the mayor's office?
Yeah, and just that's such a beautiful note too. And I think it's what I found in this transition of careers and switching these contexts for myself from the DJ world. I think what we have, not at our disposal, but this power that we've developed, and I know Dreamy, you resonate with this as well, but it's our ability to sense the needs of large groups of people. And I realized that at a certain point in my journey and honestly, like I'll be honest, and this might be blasphemy saying it in here, but for me it was never about the music. It was always about the people. I know.
Get out of here.
I know.
You're talking to a digger here, man.
I know. That's what
music,
I'm saying. Like,
always.
Respect to the deepness of the craft, 100%. No, and it is about the music. Of course, it's about the music. It's also about how that can be a medium to reach the people, right? So I think just me centering on that gave me permission to play and like explore different genres and try different remixes to create that cohesion in the room to sense the needs of the groups of people. And I think that's a very clear transferable skill in our climate work and all the work that we're doing to lift people up, because you have to meet people where they are, and you have to create communications and systems and services to shift away from the status quo. So that's what we're doing now with the Mayor's Office of Nightlife. It's less about like, how do we make nightclubs themselves more sustainable? It is about that, but it's about how does that influence larger cultural transformations? How do we leverage nightlife's creative potential to accelerate larger climate goals? That's the sweet spot, at least in the context of this project right now.
That's amazing. I think people maybe would be curious, like exactly, what the project is right now. What does that look like from like a city government policy? Exactly what is that policy?
Yeah. So I don't think those three circles converge into a single policy quite yet, but it's putting a bunch of different pieces together to form this vision of the future. We know, like specifically here, I'll talk specifically about New York and this amazing view that we get to see of the Empire State Building. 70% of New York's emissions come from buildings, and that's literally burning gas, fossil fuels on site for heating and cooking. So if we know that that's where 70% of our emissions come from, what do solutions need to look like within that space? And that's building decarbonization, building retrofits, and a nightclub is a building. So if we look at a nightclub as this Trojan horse into this larger conversation about building electrification, then that's what it looks like really when the rubber meets the road. And then through that vehicle, we can have more integrated conversations about climate justice, about waste diversion, about all these sort of things. But we start with what the science says needs to happen. Mm-hmm. The irrefutable scientific starting point.
Science-based targets.
That's it. Nailed it.
And you know, a lot of people might not know that New York State is a leader in climate action, right? New York State passed the CLCPA. I don't remember what that stands for.
Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act.
And, you know, the Climate Act, for those of us who can't remember acronyms as well.
Climate Mobilization Act.
That was like 5-6 years ago. And that set a lot of, you know, clear goals and goals that centered diversity and also uplifting marginalized communities who have traditionally been impacted by energy and infrastructure projects, right? Negatively impacted. So, you know, back to the Bronx with highways going through the Bronx, the amount of pollution that comes so that goods can come and go from New York negatively affected that community. And so what the CLCPA is often doing, or is trying to do, is actually fund projects that support the communities and the climate action, right? And how does the city then tap into that is a big part of this question, right?
Yeah. And I think that's where our role as culture makers can be so important and so helpful to take this these high level directions and goals and policies, remix them, create those inroads, and then help sort of like doula that culture shift. I'm super excited about that. Yeah.
Doula that shift.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, encouraging, right? More marginalized, underrepresented people who don't often get to be the owners of the spaces to open spaces with money that's going to help make the spaces more sustainable, both for the climate and for the community, right? That's the Trojan horse you're talking about right there. Yes.
If the future is a mosaic, we each hold a piece, and we're all putting those pieces together right now. And the rate at which the pieces are falling into place has also reached a tipping point, I think. Tipping points are non-linear, and that happens, and more happens faster. Just like you having us here signal boosting the things that we're working on, Eli. Like, this is so sick. I used to just like watch this on YouTube, and I'm here.
Yes. In that legendary booth with all these legendary stickers.
Yeah, a lot of amazing stickers. I'll have to bring mine another time because I didn't bring one today. Anyway.
Cool. Amir, what are you doing this weekend specifically to get the message out, be out here and support Earth Night and Earth Day?
I love you so much. It was exactly a year ago that you and I shared a stage.
That's right.
At House of Yes's Earth Love Fest. I will return to that stage, this time alone. I'm going to be presenting a 30 minute presentation of the concept of this pilot project to decarbonize nightlife, starting with the House of Yes. That's what's on the table. It's still forming, we're still discovering, but we're presenting it to the public for the first time in an attempt to just open the conversation and welcome new voices and just make this community-led project.
That's amazing. We had Peter Mercury on from House of Yes earlier, and I forgot to shout out all the great work that House of Yes has been doing. You know, never single-use plastics ever in that venue. There never were. They just built that in from the beginning, almost 10 years ago. You know, and always representing and creating spaces for many different communities, marginalized communities, to come together there as well. And just being stewards, right? Doing Earth Love Fest, the 5th year now, really just like focusing on how they can support the community and the planet with all the work they do. So really exciting to hear that House of Yes is going to be one of the pilot venues for this new decarbonization program. Also want to shout out Public Records, where we're doing our Earth Night party tomorrow from 2 to 10 p.m. And they're also been a leader in the space with all plant-based food and no single use, and really working with their Gowanus community. There's going to be a trash cleanup before, starting I think at 12, so right around there to support keeping it beautiful, making it more beautiful there where the venue is. Talk about regeneration. That is what it's all about. Not just coming, extracting, dancing, drinking, whatevering, but actually restoring, regenerating.
That was not planned. That was not planned.
Yeah.
Not planned. Yes. In sync.
I think one more question before we let you go and get on with your busy Earth Day weekend, Earth Night weekend, Amir. Thank you so much for being here, first of all. But also, I think people are often looking, you said meet people where they are, right? Like that's the key for this work and for so much of this activism. You got to inspire people. You got to sprout joy. You got to get them involved in things that they really care and love, not just doing it to do it, right? That's how you create sustained action So yeah, what is like one thing you would encourage people to learn, research, pay attention to, follow, read? Yes. No, go. You got it. You got the answer.
I love it. Okay. Yes, I have an answer to that, and I think it's a little bit intangible. For sure, compost and embrace plant-based diets. Let's start with those two very tactical things.
Yes.
And then the thing that's a little bit more invisible, I think my top two favorite words, as you've already talked about one of them, we've talked about one of them today. The first one is intention, and the second one is context. Intention informs how you show up. Like if your intention is to practice your shading, your coloring, the picture you draw in your coloring book is going to turn out different from if your intention is to practice, coloring outside the lines. Intention informs how you show up. Context informs how the world shows up to you. And so I want to offer a context in a way to make sense of this great transition. The context is backcasting, which is the opposite of forecasting. In forecasting, you extrapolate possibilities based on what's happening around you. In backcasting, it's the opposite. You start in the future and you ask what must be true in order to get there. And then you gather the evidence of those questions of what must be true in terms of policy changes in consumer choices and preferences, product and service innovations, but you just start in the future and say what must be true in order to get there and collect that evidence. And then suddenly what you're doing and what we're all doing become evidence, and energy flows where attention goes. So if society can orient our energy towards the direction we want, it'll flow that way. And I think context helps do that. That's my offering.
That's great. And, so aligned with what Peter said earlier, which was like artists have the power to envision the future,
Yes.
for us to create it. That's so much about all this work, imagining, envisioning, visioning what a future that is healthy for the planet and for every human on the earth, not just for some, but for every human on the earth to enjoy and be a part of. That's our work. That is our work.
My heart is full.
Thanks again, Amir. Really appreciate you coming out. Appreciate all the work that you do.
Thank you, brother. So good. So good.
Yes, up next, stepping up to the decks, we've got Dreamy.
Maybe I want to hear Amir talk some more. Like, stick around for that.
Cool, thank you.
Welcome to a new beginning. Welcome to the sound that shows us exactly who we are, exactly where we come from, exactly what we're here to do. And let the sound teach me, remind me, show me who I am naturally. How big I'm willing to be. How honest. How committed to freedom. Not just for me, but for everybody who dances with me. And everyone who can't too. Welcome to the sound, regenerated and revitalized, activating all those committed to the wisdom and the power of this music, the impact of this music, the possibility of this music to show us exactly how good, how free, how true life can be. How clean our waters can be, how fresh our air can be, how safe and whole our communities can be. Welcome to the sound that shows us how good life can feel. How good all beings in all places can feel. Welcome to the sound of the future.
I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and the valleys,
Let's
the
go
mountains
deeper.
and the glades, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. My body has frozen in our frosts and in our latter-day snows. It has thawed in the warmth of our sunshine and melted in the heat of the midday sun. The crack and the rumble of the summer thunders, lashed by startling lightning, have been a cause both of trembling and of hope. The fragrances of nature have been as pleasant to us as the sight of the wild blooms of the citizens of the veldt. The dramatic shapes of the Drakensberg, the soil-colored waters of the Ligwa, Iqeli, Notugal, and the sands of the Kalahari have all been panels of the set on the natural stage on which we act out the foolish deeds of the theater of the day. At times, and in fear, I have wondered whether I should concede equal citizenship of our country to the leopard and the lion, the elephant and the springbok, the hyena, the black mamba, and the pestilential mosquito. A human presence among all of these, a feature on the face of our native land just defined. I know that none dare challenge me when I say I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. I am an African. The seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. I am an African.
To these boys who listen to the night with their feet, we will destroy the day. To these women who weave the hypnotic in their bodies like silk and jump the vibration across their bellies so the future can be birthed in song, we will live tonight. We are all heathens trying to drown our sins in each tomorrow, but this music will free the shackled. Bones will bend, backs will curl, souls will unfurl the tangled torture of the day and lay naked in the flesh of night. This music will free us to act. These our children, ignited from the slanted smile of a world without hearts. They draw their images from the plains of Brazil, Cuba, Africa, sipping glue-encrusted dreams. These bronze sunspots infused with spoiled content, and the hope for a new world claims. Born with the clone bloodstains, pain, musically drawn from their souls to match the beast of an unneeded sample. They, the de-Christed, can't hear their own music. Play for them, DJ. Play your song of repentance. Play your tune of penance. Play for them. Let the wax sing their pain into sweat. Tune your chorus to the stagnant virus they've handcrafted into their christened bellies. Slave ships on their tongue. Them children of no order. Their God marrow leaking through their broken skin. Their open vows punctuating the fair. Ain't no Babylon in here. Play for them, make them whole again. Freedom comes with sweating faces here. You mask their true intent here. Molding manhood from dead clay and incarceration. Silence and profit dehydrations, these messiahs of the stunted heavens. Zeus burned into their amnesia, so we forget to remember their greatness. They have translated their heartbeats into soundtracks, pulsing the raw root of discouraging their ventricles. Drip, their ventricles drip infection, incubating the slums of Panama, incubating the dank hulks of Bangladesh, the flesh of Oakland torn from its core, their convertible brains dispensing apartheid remix. Have no fear attacked, have no recourse detached from no man's land. Every day hanging men getting closer, no delay. They pray with supernova eyes, leaving ashes in their stares. They, with emptied expectation, heaving morality into the fear of the unseen. Their dreams become the absolute power of themselves. They have all slumbered the same. No change coming. They end how they begun, as soulless landfill, as boys regulated to rubber hearts, snoring the sound of chaos, played in metal, their sore throats aching to cry, their ears barren, connections lost. Play for them, DJ. Play them awake, like a siren of ascension. They've translated their heartbeats into soundtracks, so you know the conversation. You listen, then feel. You hear, then still. You see, your will. You lead, they fulfill. You move them, Axia. Move them, Capoeira. Move them, Kete. Libation, this is movement. Kick drum hearts. the day and light fire to the night. Play for them, DJ.
Le damos gracias
Play for
al
us.
corazón del agua.
Just play. Play for them.
Le damos gracias al corazón del fuego.
Play for them. Take control for them. Play for them.
Le damos gracias a los cuatro vientos que respiramos.
Play for them. Make them whole again. Play for them.
Le damos gracias a nuestra luz interior.
Play for them. Take control for them. Play for them. Give them hope again. Play for them. Make them whole again. Play for them. Give them hope again. Play, play, play. Make them
once lost the love to the ocean in my mind. once lost the love to the oceans of my mind. I once lost the love to the oceans of my mind. I once lost the love to the oceans of my mind. At a moment's notice, then, a storm came in which I was overthinking things. I did not realize that I was overthinking her. I once lost a love to the oceans of my mind. I became influenced by what others were telling me about the current situation, but the situation was that I loved her. But I once lost the love to the oceans of my mind. To the oceans of my mind. At sea, we dived deep into our love. Understanding the catacombs of our hearts, I slowly began to degrade as a human being because I could not understand her biology. I once lost a love to the oceans of my mind. We were at sea fishing for thoughts and fishing for Jesus, but I was in turn the one who could not walk on water. I once lost a love to the oceans of my mind. It was Pacific, you see, but it was not kind of the Indian spice of trying to find the tastiness of our love, but I was rather Atlantic in my approach. So sometimes we were polar differences, so I began to drown like icebergs in a very Titanic fashion. Titanic. I once lost a love to the oceans of my mind. I loved her dearly, but what was happening outside had influenced my mind as if there was a virus that began to infest within me, and people were telling me that she doesn't really love you the way you love her. She doesn't really want to be with you, but meanwhile she did. And like the poison began to corrode the soil, and the soil began to die, and then the plants would not grow, and the people would not eat, and the land was as far gone, and the country fell to poverty, and this was my nation that she had not left. I once lost a love to the oceans.
How do you stay motivated in the midst of everything that's going on? How do you build your personal momentum, and how do you get in the zone, right? And I'm glad you asked. 3 things, you better catch it. My mother used to say, people love to watch a fire burn, all right? So there's one thing I know about life. One thing I know about life is a guarantee, right? Change is inevitable. Listen to me. As much as you like to be in your comfort zone, as much as you like to be stable, as much as you like to control your environment, the reality is everything changes. All right, here's my last one. My last one is, Carl, you got to give me that term again. It's spontaneous combustion, as I think is what they call it, right? And what happens is when a fire starts to burn, right, and it starts to spread, you're going to bring that attitude home. Who don't want to do nothing with their life? All right? 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 I could feel it. I could sense it. Something was about to happen. All right? All right? All right? All right? All right? How do you stay motivated in the midst of everything that's going on? How do you build your personal momentum, and how do you get in the zone, right? And I'm glad you asked. 3 things, you better catch it. My mother used to say, people love to watch a fire burn, all right? So there's one thing I know about life. One thing I know about life is a guarantee, right? Change is inevitable. And listen to me. As much as you like to be in your comfort zone, as much as you like to be stable, as much as you like to control your environment, the reality is everything changes. All right, here's my last one. My last one is, Carl, you got to give me that term again. It's spontaneous combustion, as I think is what they call it, right? And what happens is when a fire starts to burn, right, and it starts to spread, you're going to bring that attitude home. Who don't want to do nothing with their life? All right? 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 I can feel it. I can sense it. Something was about to happen. I can feel it. I can sense it. Something was about to happen. I can feel it. I can sense it. Something was about to happen. I can feel it. I can sense it. Something was about to happen.
see to be exactly where we are meant to be, to do the good work designed in our code. We who have traveled across centuries to land right here, right now, full-bodied, free, so we can embody exactly what we've came here to learn. We who are dancing from the inside out for those who cannot dance. We who are freeing, shedding, dissolving old programs. We, the new generation, rise up with this sound. Make peace with this sound. Design a new reality for your children, for you, for me. we dancing for?
I got it in my mind.
That's right. I dance for the earth.
Dancing for the earth.
Vibrate for the
These
earth.
are African blues.
Remember why I came here? Eli, you remember why you came
What's up, Dreamy?
Don't make me start rapping over the beat and talk to you about how it feels so sweet to be alive. This body, this life. Came here real clear with my heart and soul. Know exactly where I'm going. Gonna tend the soil. Gonna clean the water. Gonna purify the earth. Gonna heal the land. Let's start here first.
It is a DJs for Climate Action Earth Night takeover here on the Lot Radio. We got Dreamy in the mix.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, goddess. Yes, God. What's good?
What's good, Dreamy?
Hello, baby.
You know, part of what we're doing here, for those of you just tuning in, Earth Night is DJs for Climate Action's annual global event series to inspire the nightlife community for action on the climate, for connecting deeper with nature, connecting deeper with our communities, regenerating, starting with the parties we throw and continuing into our lives every day.
Every day, all day.
Dreamy, you are doing this work in so many ways. One, with your music, which we've just got to enjoy for the last 45 minutes or so. Thank you for that.
Thank you. I feel so blessed to be here. Thank you.
But also with your organization, the Collective Bay, which has grown and developed and grown deeper roots and bigger branches over the last, how many years have you been running it?
We are 7+ now. We coming on 8 years.
Tell us more about the Collective Bay, how it started, you know, how you were drawn to this work, and also how you're growing into a climate, nature, justice organization.
Man, there's so much to say. I mean, the essence is we started because we needed to. There was no option. We needed spaces that were equitable, that could represent women, because we know women are the stewards of a new generation. They are the stewards of life itself. And so it was an intention to create a community that cared about the well-being of our realities. And that, of course, naturally is going to span from not just being about gender equality, but to be about ecological health and to be about our vitality, our creative, our spiritual energy, the whole full holistic spectrum of being a human on this planet.
Yes, that is what it's all about. And I remember you also, our first conversation on the phone, I remember you said this amazing thing that has resonated with everything I do since that moment, which is nourishing the web that interconnects us.
Right.
That is what so much of this work is about, and I didn't have words for it. You gave me those words. You know, how does that impact, influence, push your work forward, thinking about that web?
It's a revolution. It helps me understand I'm not alone, right? We do nothing alone, and every creature on this planet knows that. It knows it belongs to an interconnected web of predator and prey and nourishment and scarcity and abundance. And I think humans are remembering and relearning that. And I think particularly artists, creatives who have been born and programmed inside a capitalist economy are realizing we don't do nothing alone. Moments like these where you put me on and then I put another sister, a brother, a sibling on are affirmations of how much there is to go around, right? And if we can embody that as artists, then we can see that reflected in our ecology.
Yes, so much of the work has to be how do we, because the systems we're dealing with are there's so much energy going into to stop the work, to slow down the work, to slow down change. You know, how are we able to continue this work in the face of this systemic resistance all the time? That's something that we think about a lot with DJs for Climate Action. And how do we continue this work? How do we get the energy? Is from each other. It's from this web of all of us that are doing this work in our own ways. How do we combine these resources that we all have and create and spend our time doing so we don't get exhausted and burn out just trying to do it on our own?
That's it. That's the MO. And we realize there's more than enough to go around, that this illusion that there's not enough money, resources, gigs, support, it's not true. And that's a mirror for our ecology and our environment. So the first step as an artist is for me to be in that ecology as a creator. And I'm so grateful for all the work you've done for that as well.
Thank you. Likewise. I think before I'm gonna invite Emily McGlone up next. But before we bring on Emily, I'd love you to share one action, one book, one piece of learning, one website, whatever it is that people who are not in this work yet, who want to get more involved, how they can learn something that's going to inspire them, that's going to push them into the work of climate action and stewarding our planet and our communities for change and positive change.
That's a really big question.
Look, it could be a few things.
There's a few things. I want to give the essence of what's helped me do this work and also be a vibrant artist and like an active artist is giving other people opportunities as well. So where I am given opportunities, I pass it along and I nourish and feed the web, trusting that small action of sharing opportunities generates so much more. And that's a mirror for our environment. And then there's a few books I want to recommend because I feel like y'all are readers. If you listen to music, you also love books because it's all a spectrum of creativity. And 3 books that have really empowered and nourished me. 1, Emergent Strategy. Shout out Allied Media Institute, Adrienne Marie Brown. There's a whole school of text that teaches us how to be more like animals and plants in our organization as activists. So Emergent Strategy, Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin Wall Kimmerer, incredible book around the kind of tribal and ancestral wisdom of at least the East Coast, the Haudenosaunee tribes and the native peoples that embody this land. And then I want to shout out your diary. I want to shout out and empower and invite you to write visions, ideas, inspirations, to connect the dots in your own transmissions, because we need to leave a legacy and an archive that lives beyond our digital and social media. We need to do that. So calling you in to write, even if you never thought of yourself that way.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'll take one step forward in that writing. I think it's like, even if you're not doing it for anybody to ever read, it's a way of thinking through and like thinking with your hands to get through ideas.
Yes.
And have a deeper understanding of yourself and what you need and how you're going to contribute. I think it's such an important piece that gets lost, right? Like that analog writing in a book is so powerful. And, this idea of daily practice with anything, but especially writing and creative things that help connect us with the creator, with the nature and everything here that's been created around us that we get to exist in.
That's right. And then the last thing I want to say is music. This sound is such a technology and a transmission for not just our joy, but our healing. And in it, so much is revealed. I mean, ideas, solutions, revelations about how we need to move forward as a species. This technology of embodiment, of full expression, of full feeling, it can be harnessed for something greater than just our immediate pleasure. So shout out the music, the DJs, the artists, the sound. Thank you.
Thank you, Dreamy.
Thank you.
I love it today. It's like the earth is speaking through all of us. I see it. I feel it. I hear it. Thank you all for tuning in. Everybody chilling here at the lot in this beautiful sunny day here in Brooklyn, New York. Stepping up next to have a conversation with us here on the Earth Night stream at the Lot Radio is Emily McGlone. Emily is the founder of Parties for Peace. And are you the founder of Peace Boat as well, or you're just the mastermind?
Hi, everybody. I'm the director of
the
Peace Boat
director
US.
of Peace Boat US.
Here in New York City. Yeah.
Yes. Tell us a little bit more about Parties for Peace and Peace Boat US.
Thank you, everybody. Well, first of all, thank you so much to DJs for Climate Action for hosting today. It's been an incredible afternoon already of connection of music and art, making change and positive action for our climate. So I'm just really thrilled to be here. Again, my name is Emily McGlone, and I'm the founder of Parties for Peace. which is a nonprofit organization working since 2001, when I moved to Tokyo, Japan, actually. We started raising funds through music and art to support projects for sustainability. It was a very simple project. It was like, how do we get funds from all the DJ parties, which we know and love so well, to get put towards really important projects that are making a positive impact in the world. So together with lots of DJs around the world who've been donating their time and talent, we've been organizing programs for almost 21 years now. This
21 years.
This is it.
Wow.
21 years, you guys. This is it. So really excited to continue working with all of our friends here in New York City. So thank you so much for having us.
That's amazing. Amazing. I want to know, I mean, Peace Boat is something that is such an incredible initiative and actually funded by the United Nations, right? So this is like...
Partner with the UN.
Partnered with the UN.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to know more about Peace Boat, really. Like, how can people get involved? What is the mission? And it's so inspiring for me whenever I see what you're doing with Peace Boat. So I want you to really share like what that work is and how that's, how people can support that work.
Thank you. And it is exciting for sure. So after starting Parties for Peace in Tokyo, I suddenly found this amazing organization called Peace Boat. And I was already living in Japan, and Peace Boat was founded in Tokyo in 1983. So celebrating 40 years, which is why I'm not the founder of Peace
Right.
Boat. Not yet,
You weren't even
guys.
born yet.
I wasn't born yet. Right. So, it's been amazing to work with Peace Boat. I've actually been working as the director of Peace Boat US here in New York City to coordinate all kinds of programs with United Nations partners, as Peace Boat, as an organization, uses a ship to travel around the world promoting peace and sustainability and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So these are 17 goals which promote sustainable development. And if we can reach these goals by the year 2030, we will have a more positive world. And these are goals like ending hunger, creating climate action, creating gender equality, working towards life below water, conservation of the ocean. There's 17 goals that really are exactly what all of us want for a better future. So Peace Boat sails with the ship, visiting around 20 countries every 3 months, which means we visit lots of local communities who are really working on the ground and doing incredible work, and connect those communities through our global voyage on the ship. And when I first went on board, I was so impressed, not only just with the connection I felt as someone who was already traveling, already doing a lot of work. It was like, wow, this is really an opportunity to learn from local grassroots organizations and help lift each other up. And that's what Peace Boat does. It just connects people, brings people together on the ship to have those conversations. And then here, because we're in New York City, we have the United Nations headquarters, which is incredible for all of us to take an opportunity to appreciate the depth and the breadth of the knowledge of so many local leaders and governments coming together from around the world here. So Peace Boat's been trying to be an intermediary, like an international NGO that brings together the voice of civil society to the UN and vice versa, the campaigns of the UN to civil society, to bridge that gap a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's so important, right? Like the UN SDGs is something that I think I would say pretty confidently the majority of people have no idea that they exist and what they are, right? And so all this work is like, how do you share what's already happening, all these positive things that are already happening, and give people these opportunities, as Amir said, to meet them where they are, right? Maybe one of the SDGs inspires you, inspires any of us, right? And you're like, oh wow, this is how I can get involved in this work, right? Sustainability means so many things, right? It means sustainability economically, it means sustainability of the planet, it means sustainability of our communities, it means sustainability of our bodies, of our food, of all of these things, right? So when you think about that sustainable lens, it's like, how do we create a future that has these resources for all of us to live more and more equally and more connected with each other and with the planet? And that's so much of what we're trying to do. And so, yeah, great opportunity to check out the UN SDGs if you have not done that already. Very easy to find. And so much great work happening in those spaces already. Something, Emily, that's always inspired me about what you do is you bring together our New York, and I'm sure global, but for me the experience is here in New York, our nightlife community here in New York together to eat, drink, party, and raise money and raise awareness about all these important initiatives around the planet, and also for peace, right? It's called Parties for Peace. How's that, like that sprouting joy, that bring the community together for like shared common goals and positive change. How are you called to that work, and how is that something that you continue to do? And how could other people do that as well with their nightlife communities?
Thank you. I think it's been incredible to be here in New York. I never imagined what a great community we would have. And Eli, I think actually, when I first heard about you guys also, I was living in Tokyo, and Seth Troxler was like, dude, you got to go to the Marcy, and you got to hang out with the Marcy crew. And he was like, heads up, by the way, that's going to be your crew in New York. And
shout out to Wolf and Lamb, Marcy Hotel.
Shout out to Wolf and Lamb, Marcy Hotel, and Seth, and crew. And, it was great because when I moved to New York, here we are. And like that's a community that we all really enjoy and hang out with and support. And New York has been great to bring people together because artists here have so much talent and so much they want to give back. And I think one of our first parties was after Hurricane Sandy in New York, and I had met Alexi Delano in Tokyo. And when I first moved here, he was like, let's do something to give back, and it was called This Is My City. And it was like so many amazing artists like Greg Paulus and Holmar and Alexi and friends coming together, and we raised funds to help people that were affected by Hurricane Sandy here in New York. And as one of the first couple of parties we had, it was something that really showed the community in New York and how people want to give back. And I think we've been growing and building on that, and I feel that everybody wants to give back and make a difference. And if we can do that through our art, through our community, through our passion, through our talents, everybody has something to give. You don't have to be an organizer. You don't have to be involved in United Nations or any kind of major project. You can really just give your own talent, and that's what Parties for Peace is meant to be. It's meant to be like a platform where people can just volunteer in any way that they like. They could be making dinner. You said a lot about food as well. We like to do a Thanks for Giving dinner party. TBA Brooklyn, shout out to you all for hosting every year as well. Bringing community together around a meal, and also donating canned food goods at the same time, and doing a coat drive and giving back to our community in New York that way. There's just so many things we can do, and I feel that it always brings people together and it raises the positive energy, and you can feel that positive energy also when you're in a room. So we just enjoy, bringing joy and sharing joy.
There's so many opportunities to nourish that web that interconnects us. I mean, here, especially in New York City, where there's so many people, so many different people of different origins, different races, who are born in different countries, who grew up in different places and from different cultures. We all live so close together. I mean, I don't live here anymore. I should acknowledge that, but I have lived here. I spend a lot of time here, and it's like this is a really unique city in that way, that we're all kind of thrown in together and have to figure it out and have to support each other and nourish that web, which is so important.
Yeah, they say New York City is the most diverse city in the world.
I believe it.
So, if it doesn't bring us together, it's going to separate us, right? So why not do things that bring us together?
Yep.
Don't create competition. I want DJs to collaborate. I want artists to support each other, organizers to support each other. DJs for Climate Action is an incredible example of that, because look how many parties are happening around the world today, not even just in the United States. I was just in Barcelona the other day for the United Nations Ocean Decade Conference, which happened to be at the same time as MUTEC, which was amazing. And there were DJs there supporting. There's going to be Blondis doing the Bye Bye Plastic campaign on the beach cleanups there as well. And it's just great to see the whole movement like spread across the globe and everybody raising their hands for climate action.
This year we have parties in London, Berlin, Paris, Detroit, Montreal, Lisbon, New York, Seattle, Fresno, California, San Francisco, California, Colima, Mexico, Los Angeles, Brest, France, Saint Denis, and Reunion Island. Is that
Wow.
What? It's amazing. We got
Keep
another
going,
one in
keep
Montreal.
going.
We got Sydney. We got Amsterdam, Austin, Texas, London, UK, Barcelona, Marrakesh. Shout
Where's
out to
Chile?
Morocco, Costa Rica. We got Queens too, not just Brooklyn. Yeah, we got 2 in Costa Rica, right? We got Lublin in Poland. That's a lot. That's a lot. And some cities have multiple events. So like Brooklyn, we got a ton of events here. We got House of Yes later tonight. We got Public Records tomorrow. And of course, House of Yes is hosting their Earth Love Fest tomorrow too. So there is so much happening here for the Earth here in New York. Emily, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Reem. so much of this is meeting people where they are, right? How do we bring people into the work? How do we inspire them? What do you think is like one starting point that could really help people to resonate with what's going on with the climate crisis, with, you know, connecting deeper with nature, inspiring all of us to get involved and make a deeper impact with our communities and our planet?
Yeah, I think taking those daily steps, especially for New Yorkers here in Brooklyn or elsewhere, you know, every day we have a choice we can make. And I think you taking your own choices is a first step to making a positive decision, whether it's, you know, just taking the train instead of, you know, taking an Uber everywhere we go, because we're so used to that, especially in the nightlife, you know, getting around, making sure that you're sharing with your friends and giving back, and the abundance mindset. I think that's something in New York that we have a lot of, but we could also improve, you know, sharing more with your friends. That's what Parties for Peace is all about, is really sharing and giving back and just making a difference with what you have as a talent, which everybody can just give back by showing up. So, yeah, showing up, sharing.
Show up for the work.
That's it.
Yes. I was going to say that Monday is Earth Day. That's why we're here. Earth Night always happens on the weekend closest to Earth Day. Usually it's after Earth Day. This year it's before Earth Day. Earth Day is Monday, so we can actually, it's nice because we can actually build up that hype for Earth Day.
We have 2 more days, guys, to celebrate.
One
this
thing you
beautiful
can do,
Earth.
one thing you can actually do on Earth Day that is amazing is not drive. Like no car. Don't go in any cars on Earth Day, right?
Let's do it. No
Take
cars,
public
no cars
transportation,
Earth Day.
Walk, take a bike. Here in New York, it's going to be beautiful, but wherever you are, you know, just make that commitment to not drive or not get in an Uber or whatever it is on Earth Day. That's one little thing that we can do, you know. And also something else that came up before, I think Amir mentioned plant-based food, right? Just take the day, like try it. You don't have to do it every day, right? I think it's not just all or nothing. Like we don't have to be yes or no, black and white, whatever it is. It's like there's so much gray area in between, right? How do we find ways that we can make positive steps and not feel bad that we're not doing everything? Because it's so hard to do everything all the time.
Can't do everything.
It's impossible.
It's hard. You
We're
know, one little
humans.
step every day. One
Right.
thing a day.
Supporting each other, everybody taking little steps and supporting those little steps from each other is how we're really going to create bigger change, right? Like you can't.
Drop in the ocean makes a wave of change.
That's right.
You know, every little thing.
Yes.
Every little day.
So look, take Earth Day to do those things. Don't get in a car. Don't eat any meat.
Yeah.
You'll find that one day is really easy, actually, and you can find incredible vegetables that you enjoy eating, or whatever it is that's made from
support
plants.
local farmers, also local products.
For sure.
Buy local beers if you want to go out, have a local drink. You know, there's
Yes.
so much organic. Any little thing every day. Just make one choice a day, even, and then you'll start appreciating it.
That's
Also,
it.
you feel better because you know you're helping the planet, you're helping your community, and that connection.
And you're helping your body. That connection with the food you eat and your body and your health is
Muy
so important.
importante.
It all starts with the gut, right? So if we're eating good food, if we're eating food that's connected to the land where we live, then that also supports all
That's
of it.
correct. Yes, and it all makes a difference.
Yes, every little step. So we encourage all of you to take whatever teeny, even teeny tiny, whatever it is.
Every
Once
day.
you start,
Every
and you're
day,
like,
though.
wow, there's so much I can do. One a day, one a week, one a month, whatever, wherever you start at. You know, I guarantee you, once you take that first step, it'll go faster and faster and faster until you're running.
And then you feel so good, and your community supports you so much.
Yes.
And then you're just, you know, living your dream,
That's right.
supporting the earth, making a difference. That's really how it goes, though.
Yes.
Also, abundance mindset and positivity mindset. Some people ask, they're like, "Oh, why are you so positive all the time?" Oh, it's a, you know, but really, like, I feel that way. Like, this is like, you know, if you know that you can make a difference and you feel that you can, you believe it, you can make a difference. Everybody can. So just, you got to like really also understand that it doesn't have to be everything, like you just said. It's gonna be one little thing.
Just waking up and giving thanks for opening your eyes and breathing through your nose, through your mouth is like such an important step too that you can take, right? Like that's it. That's that positivity. If you're just like, I'm alive, this is beautiful, I'm on this gift of a magical planet that provides everything for so many generations of humans and plants and animals and everything that has inhabited this earth. It's really a
Absolutely.
beautiful, amazing thing. It's a
We
miracle.
have so much to give thanks for. So that's also important.
right.
Gratitude every day.
Yes.
During the pandemic, I really started a gratitude jar. So I was like writing gratitude like every day. And it's a really important kind of practice that you can also incorporate into your day life. I liked what you used about diaries, like what's the best book? That was a good answer. I'm going to use that. Your
Best
diary.
book, your own book.
Your own book. Your book. Yeah, and it's so important. Giving gratitude, writing, appreciating what's around you, recognizing the small things, because we have so much to be grateful for. And sometimes we get into the big picture of I should be doing this or that, or I should be here in my career, or moving along in this way. But if you recognize how lucky we are right this very moment, it changes actually your mindset too.
I feel super lucky to be here in my favorite DJ booth at the Beautiful Lot Radio here with the sun shining in Brooklyn, New York.
Beautiful weather.
But you know, Brooklyn was originally Lenape Hoking, the land of the Lenape, who are an offspring of the Algonquin civilization. New York and their civilization included present-day New Jersey, New York, and Delaware. They were forcibly displaced by European settlers and continue to be oppressed and kept off their native land by our government that likes to fund violence against many peoples. So returning to our idea of intersectionality, this work is not just about the planet and the climate. This work is about creating opportunities to uplift and support marginalized people, the people who were here before us, the people all over the world that are faced with displacement and violence and death every day, especially right now in this exceptionally violent moment in our lives, right? So we have to do this work for those that do not have the same privileges we have every day to just wake up and give thanks, because damn, they are facing hunger, starvation, violence, and death in the mornings. So, you know, take this moment to say free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
That's right.
Free.
Yes.
And free all people.
Free all people.
And
No
let
one is free. No one is free until we're all
equal.
free. That's it.
right. Because it's
That's
also like, you know, there's so many conflicts going on around the world today. And we really have to learn to cooperate, collaborate, and work together.
Yes.
This
That's
is the
right,
track.
yes.
Sammy, what's this track? Tell us about this track.
Hey everybody. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Eli.
Sammy Bananas, founder of DJs for Climate Action, going to take us home.
This next track is by Pharaoh Sanders. It's called Home Allah, Prayer for Peace.
is a united effort for coordinated control. Peace is the will of the people and the will of the land. With peace, we can move ahead together. We want you to join us this evening in this universal prayer for peace, for every man. All you got to do is clap your hands. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let loving never cease. see. Allah, Allah, yeah, Allah, yeah, Allah, Allah, yeah, Allah, yeah, Allah, yeah, Allah.
That is the introduction.
Yo, this is how I represent. I rock the mic 110%. It's intimate. I keep the party moving like an immigrant. Binary star, superstar, it's no coincidence. Every verse is intricate. This ain't a circus in a tent. We don't get down like them clowns in the Kents. I'm used to being indigent. Who said it's all about the Benjamins? I want a fortune. I want to make music and hit the lottery. Fortunately, my music is never watery. That's how it gotta be as far as I can see. Maybe you should grab a telescope to see my view is like astronomy. It ain't all about economy, so the fact that all these whack MCs is making G's don't bother me. Honestly, my number one policy is quality. Never sell my soul is my philosophy. High velocity, lyrics like Nostradamus making prophecy. I told you cats a long time ago, it ain't no stopping me. I bomb your set, that's not a threat, it's a promise. Got it Amish, but still I never claim to be a big rap star. Cause no matter who you are, it's still Allah who Akbar. Better believe this, most rappers can't achieve this. I'm bad to the bone, but x-rays can't even see this. See, I'm strategic, I let your money talk bullshit. Walk while I keep it rolling like paraplegics. Whoever's on the microphone, let it be known you in danger. I got next like the Boston Strangler. You ain't never heard an MC speak like this. And Rodney King ain't never felt the beat like this.
That is the main theme. I'm gonna do something else.
Get a grip on yourself, cause you ain't gripping minds. Life and times idolized. Rap guys out of line, careers I finalize. Collide with this serenade cyanide. You've applied for psilocybin. The thing that makes killers hide. Hang them high by their gold link necktie. And drain them dry into tempers die. Now you ain't Kai, so you ain't that high. Wanna be aeronautic, then get swatted for acting fly. Masterminds, crafty rhymes, ill went from drafty lines. They chill spines like the Alpines. Running up on Sanam turbines. A close encounter of the worst kind. Go ask some cats and heard I'm lyrical turpentine. Who wanna taste mine? I carry hell on the waistline. God's gift the baseline, so let the phlegm fly. I surmise 7-5 through the MI. When I forcefully Jedi in the bull's eye, red eye. Heads fly, bet I. Sharp shoot that eye. Snooze, cruise, bet by. Mary Lou flipping eye. Paper punk ripping eye. Stomping eye. Simplify. Represent temper eye. Signify. Walking rhyme. Make nothing similar. Or Gemini. Or in this perimeter. Septimini. Cats be cut dry. I'm a wild wet guy. I be raining precipitation till it's 1 inch from neck high. Rest fly kids mid sky without an alibi. Who said you rap tight? You come and rapper by a slice of this rap. Scalpel guys quick as apple pie. I'm learned in all schools of thought and shit you baffle by. Conceptual, intellectual, fox slide. Silla oxide, rhymes flow like a rock slide. You must have forgot I slap your ass, knock, need and cockeyed. Bruised, battered, broken up, open cut, dipped in peroxide. Death to the pot fly.
Usually I don't do request numbers. Unless, of course, I have been asked to do so.
Sitting on top of the bay, watching the tide. It's time to break the tension away. Come take a ride as you enter the dimension of the cruise so size that ain't nothing going on but a party. Now our brothers wanna flex, but I'm over their heads. I got the funky type of style to rip your vocals to shreds. I'm never running from the feds wearing red pro cats, cause I ain't did nothing, nobody. I dedicate that line to Shaq from South Central. Not saying I'm the baddest, but I know I got potential. For every black man hung lyrically, I lent you. Your style is kinda dry, I hope my melody can quench you. My soul is one with all, although my ego is against you. See, rappers are raw meat, so now I got to mint you. I'm playing rappers out like a whole pair of gym shoes. I can do anything, I can do anything. Cruising down the street in my 6'4" Impala. It's what I like to be doing if only I had the dollars. A baller ain't a baller if he ain't got balls. A scholar ain't a scholar if he ain't got scholastic education. And if not that, then learn from life beyond all the material crap. A human ain't a human if he doesn't make mistakes. And the name of this song is Swan Lake. A planet ain't a planet if it don't have wars. A battle ain't a battle if you don't catch scars. A mind that ain't inquisitive really doesn't got shit to live for. If you can't explore the realms of thought, you ought not test, lest you'll be chomped up like a pop rock stop. Bought weed from the weed lady, thought it was the bomb. Really wasn't nothing but a bag of strong palms. Lost $20, didn't get high. Maybe next time I use my finances right. Live another day, learn another lesson. Ain't no need to get my mental status quo stressing. That is so ill, that is for real, that is no skill displayed. These shades gone now, so it's time to build my own umbrella. Tell her, hella mellow fellas lounging. Better bread, I never fled ahead of other sounds. And all I wanna do is run my own universe. Grab the mic and let my spirit just fly. When I universe mind over matter. spirit over mine. A doobie and a skin, funky break beats and rhymes. A true blue homie to the end, reminiscing with your sisters in the living room den. A life with a plan, 9 acres on a land. Building self by yourself, helping out a fellow man. Preparing for the essence when your inner soul's free. Before the departure, plant another ripe seed. I think what everybody's striving for is peace of mind. I'm thinking the world is full of inner pleasures that are out there to find. Manipulated minds need to make an escape, and the name of this song is Swan Lake. Manipulated minds need to make an escape, and the name of this song is Swan Lake. Swan Lake. Swan Lake. Just want to give a couple of shout outs. We want to say what's up to DJ Shadow, Asia Born, Latif, Benj, DJ Zing, the Eighth Wonder, and Jazz Bo. Also, we want to give a shout out to my peeps in Pacoima, my Ace Spoon nigga Mark Black, Hank, KC, Big Mike, Little Mike, George, Nas, the Gremlin, Red School,
messing me up my whole head. Teasing me just like Tita did Martin. Now look at what you starting. Schoolboy crush and it ain't on the hush. The whole world see it, but you can't. My peoples they complain, sit and rave and rant. Your name is out my mouth like an ancient chant. Got me like a dog as I pause and pant.
Speaking of which, got a leash and a wish just to rock you, miss. Make a militant move, peep my strategy. End of the day, you're not mad at me. Not dealing with nobody, now that's what you told me. I said, hey, yo, it's cool, we can just be friendly. Cause yo, picture me messing it up. Her mind not corrupt with the LC cups. I'm on my J.O. Bull and hoping that the day goes slow. Got me like a friend, what confuses me though is kisses when we breathe. Tell me what's the deal, yo? Now you caught my heart for the evening. Kiss my cheek, moved in, you confuse things. Should I just sit out or come harder? Help me find my way. Now you caught my heart for the evening. Kiss my cheek, moved in, you confuse things. Should I just sit out or come harder? Help me find my way.
Now why you wanna go and do that, love, huh? Making things for me towards you harder. Killing me just when I think we there. You douse the whole vibe and the close in the air. Telling me about next man, but next man ain't the with the plans. Who got your heart in mind? It's about time that you just unwind.
And let it just happen, make it front free. Just sweat me like money panty. Digging you, getting inside of your steam. It's the Quest Cat keeping you company. Forever or however you want it.
Word, word. Now wait a minute, ma, before you dead it to the curb. Try to make your precious, which is good, not the herd. But it ain't me, and I ain't blurred. I'ma still just chill with you. Maybe things could change if you change your view. If not, then I guess it is cool. Just keep to yourself and abide by the rules. Like, check it out now. Check it out now. Right there now. Check it out now. Check it out now. Yeah, yeah. Check it out now. Work it out now. Check it out now. That's right.
Rap battles, I saw MCs going at it. Crews playing new records, I arrive in car static. From Frisco to Oakland, like Bronx to Manhattan. You know what's happening, charisma style of rapping. AOB, you know your man Quan that's 7 feet tall. He should drop the mic and pick up a basketball. Yes, y'all, mad love to my crew, everyone's real cool. All we wanna do is to be in a record pool. Yes, y'all, this is my design to make my niggas rewind. Labels pull crimes, it's time for me to re-sign. The style's deep, even when we fall asleep. Dreaming of the usual, a rap beat. I got class with my mouth, so remember this. If you're not down, you're expelled off my premises. I come with bombs when the singer's loud hectic. I'm clean cut and suave, the dapper type, man. I got meth. strikes. I got my boys in the leg out. It's just charisma with the Nikes, charisma with the knots. Charisma on stage is charisma show that rocks. So check it out. Party people in the place. The newest car I ever had was a 78. I'm straight rolling in my bucket with my boys at ease. And when I see a liquor store, I think of 10 G's. I'm just fanatic with these rhymes. You can't read them though. Young kid, you're not ready for torpedoes. Just wait until my mom's hears this jam. She'll say I have to scram, but she has to take me for what I am. When I need someone to talk to for insight, I see what's in sight. And that's lovely girls tonight. I got methods. I got methods. I got methods. I got methods. I got rappers taking votes. It's a rapping debate. I make my speech, announce the winner at the studio live at 8. So Captain Stay Whore ain't watching no wars. This is just a rhyme from page 74. As far as girls, yeah, they know me. They talk about Kobe, but Kobe ain't got nothing on me. I'll rap in Dolby. So hey world, open your eyes to the whack. Cause when the going gets whack, the whack get up on track and that's whack. Who said that real hip hop don't sell? Me and my whole crew bought 2 copies of Raising Hell. Just the other day there was a contest with 10 MCs, man looking whack, wearing Lee's and clock D's. I was like, okay, so I gave it a bang. Now those MCs ain't got nothing but their ex-girls to blame. I got methods. 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 I got methods.
Just hanging out. I'm just hanging out. I'm mainly known for the rough raps, but kids steal my lyrics like hubcaps and eat them like stacks of flapjacks like rugrats. Hey, and I get busy over unknown traps while the next man flaps his lids like parquet. I'm skilled in the field, so slide to the side. I'll make a rapper cry, cause I can get some shut-eye while he's having hard times writing rhymes. So he gnaws on my metaphors and dines on my lines, which is the reason why I like to hang out and hustle with my friends to get away from pens and copyists. So I'm corona bound to check Drew, aka Dr. Butcher, and what's going down. And Joe with the Jetta enables us to get around town. He's a clown. Other than that, I'm with Joe Burgos, watching old Black Caesar flick for kicks. Jump in the Wagoneer, we're out of here without an idea where, but usually we wind up there. I go over cake cuts, block cuts, drill cuts.
All right, we switch into that instrumental because we're back on the mic. DJs for Climate Action, Earth Night takeover here at the Lot Radio. We're winding it down. We got like 15 minutes. Thank you all who tuned in for the last 3 hours and 45 minutes. I don't know if anybody's still listening. We hear, we talking, and we playing music for the Earth and for our communities, right? It's not just about the Earth. It's about how we support each other in this work of climate action, connecting deeper with nature, connecting deeper with each other. That is what it is all about. Earth Night is all about creating these opportunities for nightlife and for all of us to do this work around the world. We got 30 plus Earth Night events. Read all the cities earlier, so you're gonna have to go back if you want to know all the cities it's happening. But 30 plus, a bunch here in Brooklyn, in Queens, around New York. And our last guest for today, it's 420. It's 420. In honor of 420, we have the weed auntie in the house. In the kiosk, I should say. In the kiosk. Not the house, in the kiosk. Solange Burnett. She's an old friend
Thank
and also doing some amazing work here in New York and around the world.
I'm just excited to be here. Happy Earth Mama Day from your weed auntie.
Solange, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. First of all,
thank you for having me.
I'm gonna ask you first. What brought you into this work, this activism work, this, using your energy and your time and your creativity to actually make a positive impact on the world and the community. What brought you to that work?
I think just being conscious about our common shared humanity and the fact that we share this planet, this place, this space and time. I am somebody who always is constantly amplifying those who have been disenfranchised, who have been knocked down, who are discarded and ignored, as well as, just marginalized groups and populations of people. And I've been in the entertainment space for a long time as well, so just always being about community and being around people has sparked that passion for care.
That's it, care, community and care. We've talked about this a lot today. How are we nourishing that web, nourishing our connections with each other, and nourishing our connections with the planet, right? We can't do one without the other. It all is so connected. So, how did that work lead you to working with plants, working with cannabis? How is that supporting the work? And how did you find that as a path for the work?
I'm a plant lover, and I grew up in the burbs in Newton, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Shout out, Massholes. Yes. So I'm a suburban Caribbean girl, and my family grew up raising animals as well as tending to the land. So even though I live an urban lifestyle, I love the plants. It's indigenous to my culture. And so cannabis is just an extension. It's an opportunity to fuse activism, community, well-being, so many creativity, so many things intersect with weed. And so I've found that stickiness.
Yes, that's it. That's it. And we've talked a lot about this also today. It's meeting people where they are, right? What is that one thing that resonates deeply with you, right? As a human that's going to bring you into that work for the community, for the climate, for the planet. It's not about just doing it to do it, right? It's doing it because it's something that inspires you, and that's that inspiration is that energy that's going to keep you going in the face of systemic resistance, right?
Exactly, and the chaos. I mean, the weed industry just went legal, recently last year, and honestly, it's a shit show to be in this industry. It's so unstable. I know everything is unstable and a little bit chaotic in the world right now.
For real.
No matter what industry you're in, it's tough times. But weed is particularly challenging, and so it definitely having that passion and purpose alignment helps me get up every morning and feel inspired to do this work.
So, 420 is the biggest weed holiday. 422 is Earth Day, is the biggest environmental holiday. These two happen 2 days apart from each other, right? What brings that work together, right? How is that cannabis work connected to that earth healing, earth connection work?
So I think cannabis is also it's culture, it's infused into all things, as I said earlier, but I think when people consume cannabis consciously and they understand the sustainability elements and aspects, I actually grow at home. It is such a mental health Jedi mind trick to be able to learn to grow her and really know her and understand regenerative agriculture practices and how we could potentially be healing this planet through the use of hemp and cannabis, making hempcrete, using hemp linens. I'm actually working on putting out a sustainable line with a group called Stateless of jumpsuits that will be hemp blends so that you can wear your weed and you're consciously carrying that around the day with you. It doesn't always have to be that you're zooted and blasted and don't know where you are. Right. There's ways to consume and have it in and on and around your body.
Yeah. Two things resonate so deeply with that. One is you connected your passions, right? You found this passion for cannabis, for plants, and how that could then lead all of your work, right? It's I think it's often we have a job or we're doing something that we care about or not, we're just trying to make money. Whatever it is if you find that one passion that can then push all the work, it's how you can then bring all those important things like community, like climate, like nature, like the planet into the work, right? And supporting ourselves and nourishing ourselves with things that we love that can then have this deeper resonance around all the different things.
And I think like I'm a communicator. It's like I love listening to people. I love observing them. I lead mindful sessions that incorporate the plant into practice. And what I realize is cannabis is just really a conduit for communication and openness. And what more do we need right now than to actually listen and communicate with each other better instead of just leading with yelling and ego and division?
Yeah, so much of it, like what opens the heart? Music opens the heart. Plants,
Same
cannabis
space.
open the heart, right? That's like what it's all about, because there's too much. We're overwhelmed in our thinking. We have to think too much. How do we feel instead of thinking? And plants teach us so much about feeling, whether that's getting your hands in the dirt, whether that is consuming them in different ways. They have so much to teach us about feeling.
I was
which is
just
beautiful.
in Prospect Park and I led a meditation with this queer group called Flamer, and I immediately took off my shoes so I could be barefoot and just ground, you know? Like we need that. We are so devoid of that connection to the mother.
Yeah, I mean, have weed and plants kind of helped you? How can that help guide us in our climate action and our environmental action? How do they help guide all of us?
Again, I think we just need to be more conscious about our consumption and our practices. Like, I actually just got gifted some stuff from the folks from Miracle Grow to do my own little garden out on my fire escape, you know, and not cannabis, just, you know, veggies and herbs. And I'm so excited to do that. There's a curiosity, there's a playfulness that really like blossoms inside of you and it keeps your brain moving. So I think, you know, when you interact with the earth and this plant in the variety of ways that we can consume and connect with it, it really helps to open your heart, your mind, your spirit, and your ability to connect with others.
Yeah, something that I've asked everybody who's come by here today and so generously donated their insight and their work and their connection is, you know, what is one way, you know, what is one thing that you're working on, first of all, that people can get involved with, can learn about, that will kind of open them up into this journey, right? Into this journey of climate action, of social action. What's one thing you can suggest, or even a few things, you know, like what are you working on and how do people get involved with that, or what's something that's going to inspire them to find their own path connected to that?
So I have two brands that I am currently working on. One is a lifestyle and kind of education brand called Weed Auntie.
Weed Auntie.
Weed Auntie in the house. And so consciously caring for the cuties as well as the earth and our consciousness, you know. So I do mindfulness experiences. I am highlighting legal operators in the space so people know what's good, because there's so much, you know, at this point, so many illicit operators in the space.
Hearing
and
stories.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and you don't know what you're smoking or what you're ingesting, and we need to consciously utilize the plant. So that's one thing. Another thing is Irvin. It's a technology company that I started with a woman who's based in California, and it facilitates data exchange. But so we're just trying to help efficiencies happen in the space. But I think, how can you consciously care for the plant? Just get involved in community, you know, and find these outlets, these people who are leading and doing good things, support them, amplify them, and lead with your curiosity and get involved.
That's right. Meet it where you are, right? Find that path that's inspiring, exciting to you, and go all in on that, right? Go all in on that, because that's how we're going to grow together. We're going to nourish that web that connects us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Solange.
Oh,
Weed
I'm
Auntie
so
in the
grateful.
house.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you
me.
taking that trafficy trip from South Brooklyn to North Brooklyn today.
Yes. Doing the
joining
most
us.
for the babies. Weed Auntie loves y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to go with 5 more minutes of Sammy Bananas. Thank you all so much for tuning in to DJs for Climate Action Earth Night Takeover here on The Lot Radio. You can check us at DJs4CA and DJs4CA.com. That is DJs, the number 4CA. We'll see you at House of Yes tonight. We'll see you at Public Records tomorrow. And we'll see you everywhere doing the work for the earth and the climate and each other. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
one of the most slept, y'all. Okay. I'ma sign your video and run it down and pass it to my man.
Holla, get it, popping off from the bottles to the collars. Clap hands, nigga. Get live with it, party with your mans, nigga. It's the official. Hands in the air, let me see the wrist glow. Turn me up another notch in your system. You say you want the hot shit, then listen. Mad Lib and JDZ doing it like we doing it for TV. And you don't wanna change the dial. World premiere niggas rearrange your styles. Should've never been allowed in the game. All y'all fake gangsters out. We shut it down like the enemy. I know all my real niggas feeling me. Official. Time for some real niggas in the game. It's the official. Who let Matt and Dilla in the game? It's the official. Bringing that shit since back in the days. It's the official. 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 Turn it up. Official. 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 Okay. Out with the old and in with the new shit. Quick to tighten the faces, niggas catch cases of loose lips. Shut it up, shut it up. Oh, see some real live niggas nothing up. And I don't be around the way like I used to, I don't have time these days. I'm keeping busy making power moves. I don't fuck with them coward dudes. I keeps it bouncing. When the PIs wanna wish for death, I'm C. Bronson. It's whatever, it's however you like. Think a nigga trying to move ahead of you, do you right? We gon' take this back, nigga. You already know Jay spit that. It's official. Time for some real niggas in the game. It's the official. Who let Matt and Dilla in the game? It's the official. Bringing that shit since back in the days. It's the official. 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 Brand new official. 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 Hut one. Hut two. Hut three. Hut official. Hut. 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 Hut official. Hut. 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 Hut.